Hello, Derek. This is awkward. If how do you do this for a living? Anyway, um, but I am no keyboard warrior, and I really enjoy all your stuff. I think it's great, and I think I have a thing that not any better, just maybe different. That you could box in frames and such like you did on that old Ford pickup. And so I just wanted to go through that process. I think, like I said, if you ever, it's a big win if this ever makes it to you. But again, appreciate what you do. Now I'm babbling senselessly. Anywho's, I have a plasma table. It's a Plasmacam. It's old, but it's a good one. Highly recommend the water table. That really cuts down on the dust, and then you don't have to have the fan stuff. Anywho's, so that's my plasma table. I've been rolling that one for a couple years now. We do a little bit of side work, me and the daughter and the son. Probably our best example what happened would be, there's a good one. That one, the epoxy didn't really set right, but anywho. So we do Back 40 Metalworks on Facebook. It's a notoriously unupdated Facebook page. And so yeah, I'm gonna show you a different way maybe to do the box in frame cuts. That's might be faster, easier. All right, hold on one. Turn it off. Okay, so we're at my neighbor's Bob's shop because he has an exposed frame. As you can see, we did some frame boxing already. This is like a 94 Ford truck shortened down to put a Mustang on because, you know, yeah, that's just what we do around here. Anywho, his son's doing this pretty cool project. So anywho, super complicated rather than cardboard aided design, which is perfectly wonderful. Basically what I'm going to do here is, you see I got two rulers on either side of the area I want to box in. And the hardest part is just squaring up the camera to take a good picture. And the rulers are in there for references, for scaling. And that's pretty much it. Now we'll go to the confuser and try to do that stuff. All right, take number 2. Oh, don't look at that. We don't want to ruin it. So I had the GoPro on my melon, and that didn't work at all. You were looking from too far away, and ooh, look, you can see me. What do I do with my hands? What's going on here? I see why people babble aimlessly. Anyway, I'm going to try this again with the phone in this, or not phone, with the GoPro, the Go thing, in this configuration. Those are dogs. Anyway, I use Inkscape for all my drawing, for my signs, and whatever else I want to cut off the plasma table. So very complicated. It's free on the internet. A lot of great YouTube videos out there. People doing cool stuff, and it's out there, so it's a great flexible tool. First thing I do when I get in here is Shift-Control-D, and I convert everything to inches. They love the metric system on this particular application, so we have to put it back in Americans at like every step of the way. Alright, so 48 inches by 48, because that's the size of my plasma table. And then I like to view page grid, keeps me straight. And then I'm going to file, import the photo I just took off my phone, open, and all the standard stuff there, we're going to do that. And there is our photo. And we know it's got to be bigger than that. First we want to lock the scale when we're messing with the picture. And it's probably going to be somewhere close to that. Now we need to make the size of the picture on the table match real life. So then I come over here to the box tool and I make a box. I'm going to come over to the right and I'm going to make the lines on that a little thicker so we can see it. And then it makes my stuff look better. And then we go to the arrow. And we select the box. We go back up here and we go to inches. And we want that box to be 2 inches by 2 inches. Oh, that didn't work. Edit, undo. And we need to go to our box. There we go. And then we need to take that off. And that being the scale lock, 2 by 2. All right. So now we got a little square right here. That's 2 by 2. And we're going to come down here. And we're going to put it on our tape measure that we have down there. And we're going to see that right now it is too small. So then we're just going to make the picture, make sure we have the lock back on. We're going to make the picture bigger. And very scientific like, we're going to come back down here. We're going to take our 2-inch square. Now, that's pretty cool because I can fiddle with that for minutes on end, but this time I actually got it right. So that is a small miracle, which we do enjoy. So now we know that the scale is correct. And then we can also come over here and verify that, oh, bad Richard, edit, undo. We're gonna move, we can take our little 2-inch square and we got these rulers on either side. And if they're within a 16th, within an 1/8, so I have a 16th on either side of the weld to play with, and I'm pretty okay with that. So that's a little, we'll know on this one to keep the edges a little bit bigger than normal. The scale's just not quite, wasn't quite square. Then we come back over here, and we can do the same thing, and see that we're about 16th off, so that's good. Pretty dang square for what we're doing today. And then I go to the bezier tool, which I believe, nope, not a pen tool, not a pencil tool, not a calligraphy tool, not a spiral tool. Where is the bezier tool? Yep, is that it? We're gonna try that one. Alright, and now what I want to do here is I just want to trace the inside of the metal on the lip of the frame, because we want to set this piece, this box in on the inside. And we know it's going to be close. And anytime I want to zoom in, I just hit the control button and then I use the scrolly doodad on the mouse. Then we just come in here, we got a nice straight line there. Burp. Dots to come around the curves. And if I was really clever, I'd figure out how to automatically switch to the time lapse, because this probably isn't the most interesting thing, but it's what we're doing today. And then we come right down there, and there, and there. This is a fairly simple shape, but doing this in cardboard, it takes a minute. Some guy left his tape measure there, so we'll know where to find it later. I noticed with recording that first video in the shop, that was awkward. Like, I didn't want to look at the camera. So I don't think I'll be doing a lot of these. But anyway, if this is helpful, I think that's cool. If it's not, maybe, it burned up a half hour of your life, and I apologize, or whatever it ends up being. Okay, we just made our completed shape. So then I'm going to take this, hit the little arrow doodad over here, move the shape up here where we can see it a little better. Looks great. And then file, and I'm going to save as. And since I already made one today, we'll do another one, .2. It saves it as an SVG automatically. And for the next file, I'm going to delete that. And this is just however your plasma table works. Most of them like DXF, and Inkscape does DXF. So I got rid of the picture. I'll get rid of my baby square, and then I'll go here, save as. And then mine is at R14 DXF, blah 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 blah. It's the number 2 file. All that stuff. Make sure it's in inches, otherwise the scaling will be awful. Hit OK, and that's our piece. And then we're going to head back out to the plasma table, and we're going to cut it out. Alright, back out to the shop on this beautiful January day. Old Ford trucks, way out there. Love them. Bad habits. Alright. GoPro, start recording. Alright, back out to the shop mahal. Or the shop. Anyway, stop talking, Rick. Very complicated process. Hey, look at that. Gateway computer still runs. Computer on, plasma table on, compressed air bubbles on. Alright, nobody told me that when you put a camera on your head that your brain goes completely haywire. Anywho, we had to kind of recenter ourselves. Whew. So, the air is on, the plasma cutter's on, the table's on, the gateway computer is still running. So now I'm on my machine. This is just a process I go through. I'm sure it's similar to other machines, but yeah. So now we're just going to cut out the piece that we drew earlier, import, and it's on my thumbs drive, and it is not on this thumb drive. Where's the thumb drive that it's on? Oh, there it is. Maneuvering thumb drives, scaling, rewinding. I'm just leaving it all on here now. I'm just not gonna pretend. I'm just gonna pretend you're not there. Removable disc. I'm just gonna do like I normally do. View, details, modified. Link segments, that's the one we want. Open. All right. And now this is the very scientific process of figuring out where my piece of metal is. A little bit more. That looks pretty good. And then we're going to come up here. We want the top lines to be more aligned right there. Move it. Yeah, pretty close. And we're going to come out a little bit. Check, make sure hitting metal down there. We'll go to the other corner, make sure it's hitting metal there. Water tables? I like water tables. Less dust. I don't know on what version of this I said that the last time, but anywho, I'm not getting any better at this. I cannot believe that you do this every week. Congrats to you. Convert to cut path. We're going to make it a little small. So we're going to go on the inside. And then we're going to try to cut it again, because this is so much easier than CAD. I have to manually manipulate my Z-axis. Because my table's not perfectly level. There we go. Now we'll go see if that fits. Totally gonna fit. I promised I wasn't gonna do it, but I'm gonna do it anyway. That is a 1961 Ford Falcon 4-door with the 170 cubic inch straight six, 90 horsepower factory at its best. This car we found in a garage here in near Billings, and yeah, kind of the barn find deal. The coolest thing about it, other than it being black with turquoise interior, and absolutely zero options, is that in 1966, the oil was changed at 24,800 miles. And then, today, on the car, total, I don't know if you can see it, it's like 31,640. So since 1966, 10,000 miles have been put on this car. I put about 500 on it when we first got it. Obviously, we had a little bit of, you know, snow boots. Hey, we're back. God, you must have just like a pocket full of batteries with you at all times. Anywho, second battery. Yep, we're doing the floor pans. You know, trying to do it the right way. Seam seal will make it all look better. Anywho, that is this is my daughter's car. She joined the Air Force, so we gotta get this ready for springtime so she can drive it for her senior year. So we got the seats done, headliners done, just a lot of goop in the motor. I don't remember if I got this on this video or the last one I screwed up. It's a Mini Cooper, not in my wheelhouse. But hey, it's kind of cool. We got a 65 Volkswagen. And then over here is my Go Fast-ish Falcon. It's got a 302, it's got the 5-speed, it's got the Heights front end and an Explorer end, and it's got Mustang seats in it. And it's a sedan module. The car that's not in here is the, everybody needs an old camper, is my 63 Sprint. It's my shiny car, which I bought with rust because, well, you just buy them with rust because that's where you find what you can. It's a 10,000 car. And, yeah. So, we like Ford Falcons and the occasional weirdo cars. Well, let's go try that piece. Hats off to you, sir. I don't know how you do this every week, but I think I just recorded a rather simple, straightforward series of videos, and I'm tired now. Anyway, I hope it was useful. I hope I figure out how to get it onto the YouTubes in your way. And again, I appreciate all you do. Have a good one. Thanks.